Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking. This is your girl Joanna. It's been a while. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to cut and sew this simple jumpsuit. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel and then let's get straight to the tutorial. Okay guys, so first of all, you're going to be cutting that of the down part of this jumpsuit, which is the trouser part of it. So let's get straight to the cutting. So guys, I went ahead to fold my fabric like this, considering that of my tie circumference, that's divided by 2, and then I added 3 inches allowance to it, 2 inches for easiness. Remember, this is like a palazzo trouser, and then 1 inch for the seam allowance. Okay, let's go to the full length of the trouser. It is 42. The full length of the trouser is 42. Now the folding at the down part, I'm going to add 2 inches for it, 1.5 for the folding at the down, and then the 1/2 inch for the joining that we are going to be joining to the top part of the jumpsuit. So let's get straight to it. Now the full length is 42 plus the 2 inches extra allowance for the folding makes this 44 inches. So that's what I'm marking right now, 44 inches. So I went ahead to extend the line to make it straight. So that's my waistline. Okay guys, so I'll come down by 1/2 inch for the joining that you're going to be joining with that of the top part of the jumpsuit. I'm going to extend the lines as well to make it straight. So like I said, that's my waistline. So I'm going to start from this line. I'm going to start from this line. From here, I'm going to go down to 9 inches, which happens to be my hip line, and then I'll go down to 12 inches, which is also my crotch depth. You can achieve this by dividing your hip measurement by 4 plus some allowance like 2 to 3 inches allowance. Remember, like I said, this is a palazzo, so this is going to be quite big at the down part. So I went down to 22 inches, which happens to be my knee, and then the full length of the trouser, which is 42 inches, which I also marked. I'm going to repeat the measurement by marking from my waistline to my hip line 9, to the crotch depth, which is 12, to the knee line, which is 22, and then to the full length of the trouser, which is 42. So I'm going to extend the lines. I hope you understand me from this point. So guys, for the horizontal measurement, I went ahead to divide my hip measurement by 4, and then I added the 2 inches easiness allowance to it, and then I marked that. Or better still, you can go in on the crotch line 2.5 inches, on the hip line 2.5 inches, and then on the waistline 2.5 inches. This works for me all the time. So after getting that, give it a curve on the hip line and then curve it to that of the crotch depth line. I hope you understand what I'm saying now. So like I said, I went in by 2.5 in this case. Like I said, can go in by 2 inches if you are dealing with a slim person or a smaller person. Okay guys, so after this, I'll go to my waistline. I'm going to divide my waist measurements by 4, and then I'll add 1 inch seam allowance to it, and that's what I marked. I'm going to connect that to my hip line. I'm going to connect that to my hip line like I'm showing you. Okay guys. So guys, moving on, I'm going to that of the bust of the trouser. I'm going to divide the bust measurement by 4, and then I will add 2 inches for easiness and then 1 inch for seam allowance. So makes it 3 inches allowance. That's what I'm going to be marking on that of the bust or the full length of the trouser. That's what I'm marking. Divide your bust measurements by 4 and then add 3 inches allowance, 2 for easiness and then 1 for seam allowance. Now do same for that of the knee as well. Divide your knee measurements by 4, add 2 inches for easiness and then 1 inch for seam allowance. So that's what I'm marking on the knee line as well. Okay guys, so I'll go ahead and then connect the points together like so. Okay guys, so after I've connected the point together, I'm going to move down to the hem of this where we are going to be folding in, and then I'll come out ½ inch like this and slant it to that of the full length of the trouser. In this case, this helps for you to fold in accurately without having difficulties. So after that, I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to cut this out just as I'm doing. So just to remind you, this is the front part of the trouser that we have now. This is the front part of the trouser that I'm cutting out. And we are going to use this front part to cut that of the back part of the trouser. So guys, for the back part of the trouser, I'm going to fold it like so and make sure the folding is bigger than that of how we folded the front part of the trouser. So that's it. After folding, I'm going to place the front part of the trouser on it like this to make sure that we have 3 inches extension on the crotch line. So the crotch line will determine how we are going to be folding the back part of the trouser. So that's it. I'm going to use my tape rule to measure to see if we have 3 inches extension at that of the crotch line. So that's it, we have 3 inches. So I just extended the line. After that, I'm going to go to the waistline, mark 2½ inches and then mark 2½ inches throughout like this and then connect them together like this. After that, I'll go up on the waistline. I'm going to go up 2 inches or 1½ inches, that depends on how you want. And this enables you to sit without the back of your waist showing. Or better still, if the person or your client has a big ass, let me put it this way. So after that, you connect it to the other side of the waistline like this, and then connect what we have and curve it to that of the crotch line, just as I did. Now on the down part of the trouser, I'm going to extend that as well, but then on that line I'm going to come out by 2 inches all the way down. I'm going to come out by 2 inches all the way down like this and then connect the lines together. Now from the crotch line, curve it just as I'm doing before you connect the other lines together. Curve it just as I did before you connect the lines together. So this is it. I hope you understand it up to this point. This is simple. If you follow this carefully, I think you'll be able to make this. So that's it. After that, you cut this out. After that, you cut it out. Okay guys, so this is it. We have our trouser ready. That's the front parts and then the back parts of the trouser. So I'm going to take away that of the back part of the trouser and then bring back the front part of it to be able to cut the pocket for it. So for the pocket, I'm going to come in on the other side of the waistline. I'm going to come in 2 inches and then go down 7 inches on the side like this, and then I'm going to slant it like this I'm going to slant it like this. Now for the pocket, it depends on how you want it. If you want it to be curved, you curve it. If you want it to be slanted, just as I did, do it that way. Then you cut it out. So that's it for the trouser part of the jumpsuit. Now let's move to the yoke or the top part of the jumpsuit. So this is it. I've already folded that of my fabric. Considering my bust measurement, which happens to be the biggest measurement for the top part of it. So divide your bust measurement by 4. Divide your bust measurement by 4 plus at least 2 or 3 inches seam allowance. So that's what I have here. So that's it. I also added 6 inches extra for the overlap that we have on the top. I also added 6 inches for the overlap that we have on top. Now for the full length of this, before I get that, I'm going to trim off the self edge on the fabric like this. So the full length of this is 14 inches. So I added 1 inch for seam allowance, for the joining at the top and then at the down. So that's it. So this side will be for the overlap, and then this line is going to be the starting point for the center front. So that's it. I'm going to mark that of my shoulder to shoulder measurement, which is 16 divided by 2, which is 8 inches, and then I will go down to my bust line, which is 10 inches, and this happens to be the waistline. I hope you understand from this point. Now for my chest line, I divided my bust measurement by 6 plus 1.5 inches. I had 8, so that's what I also marked, and then I extended the lines like so. Now repeat the shoulder to shoulder measurement on the chest line like this, and then I'll come down from the shoulder line 1 inch, and then I will mark that of my neckline. I have 3.5 inches like this, and then I'll come down 6 inches. I'll change this as we go on because of the overlap. I'm just making this to help you understand what we are doing. I'll change this later on. So I'm going to need to connect the 1 inch that we came down from the shoulder line to that of the neckline, and then I'm going to divide the remainder of the chest line. I'm going to divide that by 2 and then come in 1/2 inch and then connect the point together to get that of our armhole. Okay guys, now after I've achieved this, I'm going to come down 8 inches. I'm going to change this definitely later on because of the overlap. Okay guys, now I'm going to divide my bust measurement by 4 and then mark it there. I divide my bust measurement by 4, then I add 2 inches seam allowance just as I added in the earlier one. So my waist also divided by 4, I mark that plus 2 inches seam allowance and then connect the lines together. Okay, so after this I'm going to cut this out. I'll be using this to cut the back parts of the top. So I'm cutting out the front part of it like so. So guys, I'm going to fold the center front like this. I'm going to fold the overlap that we are going to be making, fold it like this to get the front part of the dress to be able to achieve that of the back part of the dress. So I've folded it, and then this is it. I'm going to leave extra 2 inches allowance at the back of it for our zipper allowance like so. So I place the front part of the top on it like this, leaving 2 inches zipper allowance at the back like this, and then I'm going to trace this out to get that of our back part of the top. I hope you understand me. So that's it. That's our zipper line. So I went in sorry, I came down 3 inches for the neckline, for the neck depth, and then cut that out. Okay guys, so this is it after getting that of the back part of the top. So I'm going to cut open the the front part, the overlap, like this. So I'm going to correct the overlapping that we have. So I went up 2 inches like this, and I'm going to slant it this way. I'm going to slant it this way to get our overlap. Remember I said earlier in the video that we'll be changing it. So I'm going to cut this out. I could have done it before this, but I wanted this to help me to get that of the back part. So that's it. So we have our overlap. This is the front part, and then we have that of the back part of the top. So that is it for the overlap top cutting. So we are going to get lining pieces for them as well. We are going to get lining pieces for them as well. The lining is only for the top part of the jumpsuit, not the trouser. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the sewing part of this tutorial, and keep being amazing wherever you are. Stay blessed. My name is Joan. Peace out. Bye.